LIDONation.com provides Cardano education and community tools with an emphasis on global accessibility, participation, and hands-on training. This is the project close video for our Project Catalyst Fund 9 project, which was titled Swahili Learn to Earn.
Before we jump into that project, we will briefly reflect back to one of our first funded projects titled Swahili News, Insight, and Onboarding. That project sought to translate 36 LIDO articles into Swahili. For that project, LIDO did not just find a translator for hire. Instead, they partnered with a group of recent college grads in Kenya, including myself, to teach them about blockchain and Cardano and get them involved in the ecosystem.
After that project, we now had a valuable library of educational Swahili language content about Cardano. We then needed to attract people to read it, learn, and participate. Something LIDO Nation was learning as we got more involved in Africa is that the path to Cardano onboarding there was going to be different than what we were used to. In the United States and Europe, many people first approach blockchain through casual investment through a commercial, centralized exchange or investment app.
The situation is different in many parts of Africa. The availability of particular financial tools varies by country and can change quickly over time. Furthermore, in less developed economies, most people do not have disposable income to invest in new technologies like blockchain, which are undeniably volatile.
Of course, the Cardano community believes that blockchain could actually help solve some of these problems in Africa, such as access to financial tools. So how can we attract these people to learn more about it? These questions led to the Fund 9 funded project that we are closing out today. The purpose of the Swahili Learn to Earn project was to provide incentives and a path for Swahili speakers to learn, open Cardano wallets, and earn ADA and NFTs by reading articles and taking quizzes about Cardano. The dual purposes of the project were, number one, to create an incentivized learning program to onboard hundreds of new Cardano users in Africa. And number two, to learn about how to run a program like this as a proof of concept for the technical solutions and reward mechanisms. Depending on what we learn in this project, these solutions may have much wider applications in the future.
So now we will highlight the parts of this project that we had to build to make it work. First, we had to translate even more educational content into Swahili. So the first phase of this project was a lot like our first translation project, with the translation team working on translations and also participating in Catalyst town halls and weekly meetings to support their ongoing learning about Cardano. That ongoing learning leads to better translation work and supports our abilities to teach and help new Cardano learners in our region.
Once we had 75 articles translated to Swahili, we needed to create 75 corresponding quizzes, which would be used to test participants' knowledge and allow them to earn ADA.
Once a learner accesses the learning curriculum, they are allowed to take one lesson per day to earn $1 worth of ADA per day. At the end of each lesson is a multiple choice quiz. After taking the quiz, whether they get it right or wrong, the learner will have to wait until the next day to either take the next lesson or retry a quiz. Every registered user on LIDO Nation can visit the My LIDO Rewards page to view and withdraw their rewards. The Swahili Learn to Earn program was funded with $10,000 worth of ADA to provide as monetary rewards, plus learners can also earn up to 3 NFT achievement badges if they do all 75 quizzes. Pictured here is the Wise Elephant badge, which is the most advanced achievement badge.
You can see a live demo of the app in action in English or Swahili on the LIDO Nation YouTube channel.
So next, we want to talk about what has been working really well with the program, and then also talk about some of the challenges and things we are learning.
This is a screenshot of our program dashboard on the website backend. The first metric I always look at is over on the left. How many learners are registered? I was nervous that it would be difficult to reach people and get them to participate, but that has not been a problem. What the numbers and the rapid rate of onboarding show is that incentivization is a very effective tool for onboarding new users. With even a small incentive, new users are now getting hands-on practice using blockchain tools like wallets, tokens, NFTs, and transactions.
So just to zoom in on these metrics a little, out of 474 learners registered, we can see that only 327 have connected their wallet to the site, and of those that have a connected wallet, only 3% are staked to any pool. Of course, we hope that many of these users will eventually stake their wallets, but what these numbers tell me is that we are really reaching brand new users.
This slide shows that more than 3,500 quizzes have been attempted by all the registered users, so we know that most people are coming back almost every day to take the next lesson. It also appears that the quizzes are not too hard and not too easy. Users are scoring an average of 89% correct on the quizzes. If there were more incorrect answers, we would worry that the quizzes were frustrating and too hard. And if it was a very high score, we might worry that they're too easy and students don't have to actually read the lessons. An interesting note is that the response correctness has ticked up noticeably in the most recent days. I don't know why specifically, but I have a guess that it may correlate to a few organized groups of learners that joined in the last days, including some organized classes led by the Goma Pool community in Congo and the Direct Ed Dev community in Kenya. Working together, we would expect that all the learners would figure out the right answer together and could push up the overall correctness average. This is exciting, but not because we care that learners get the right answers the first time. Rather, we believe that a supportive community will lead to overall more impactful outcomes.
Here, we can see how much ADA has been earned and distributed. We have a total budget of $10,000 in ADA to distribute in rewards, so we can also look here and know that with ADA around 35 cents, we have already distributed about 30% of the reward budget.
Next, we're going to talk about the challenges we had to overcome in this project and what we have learned. Making sure that there is enough money to fund developer work is always a challenge for this kind of project. One great success with the developer work on this project is that our lead developer, Darlington, worked with developer apprentices at the Gong Road Blockchain Lab in Kenya. Here's a picture of the lab, which supports developer apprenticeship, translation work, and Cardano community training programs.
Translation work is challenging and time-consuming. People with less language expertise sometimes assume that tools like Google Translate can do the job for us. But when it comes to translating unique concepts and new technologies, human translators are still very valuable and necessary.
This program did not include a KYC or identity layer, so we knew that there would be some double dippers, people trying to earn more rewards for themselves by registering multiple times. This behavior is simply human nature, and we expected it. One element of the experiment was to see how big of a problem it would be and how we could address it. We started by adding some speed bumps so that if people wanted to double dip, at least they could not do it quickly. So users had to register with a verified email address, and each verified email user could only take one quiz and earn $1 of ADA per day. Ultimately, the best way to solve this would be to implement some sort of decentralized IDs in a future version of this program.
So what is coming next? This version of the program, funded by Catalyst, will run until the ADA reward budget and NFT rewards have all been distributed. After the rewards budget runs out, we will probably keep it open as a free learning resource, or we might find a way to incentivize it with HOSKY token, much like our EveryEpoch quiz. If we could get another round of funding to keep building the next version of this project, the most important improvement will be finding a way to incorporate decentralized ID to prevent double dipping. Other ways to extend what we have already built would be to use the same tooling and offer the program to other languages or to use it with other teaching courses.
If you want to find this project or find LIDO Nation, here's some links. You can find the Swahili Learn to Earn program at lidonation.com in the main menu. There's a mobile demo of how to use the program on YouTube. If you don't speak Swahili but would like to try the LIDO Nation incentivized learning concept, you can play our EveryEpoch quiz to earn HOSKY or NMKR token. And you can reach us with any other questions or ideas at hello@lidonation.com or connect with any of us on Twitter.
Thank you for the votes that allowed us to build out this program. We hope it's just the start of an ongoing effort to effectively onboard more Cardano users in Africa.